Crap! It went down. What the heck happened? Damn it! Something killed the stream. I booted everybody. Damn it. I'm dead. Huh. What the heck happened? Alright. Taking that. Right back. Well, sorry about that. I apologize that the stream went down. I'm wondering if I caught on camera what actually happened. Because my daughter came downstairs, and somehow the stream seemed to go down when she was here. So I'm going to have to check that out at some point. In the meantime, this battle was a travesty, so I will exit and go back to port. Alright, Josh, the eagle is the Glacier. So I'm peeking at the stream right now. Trying to see what happened. Got my cat standing in front of the window. In front of the camera, I should say. Very interesting to see what actually happens to end the stream. Okay, do I have a captain for this ship? What do you know? She puts the cat on the table. Nice. Yep. That's what killed the stream. Nice. Good night. I mean, good morning. I guess depending on where you are. Hello, Elsie. How are you? Let me fix the flag. And do I want any? Do I need any? No, I don't need any of that. Might as well get these flags. Okay. Let's put this back up so people can see it. So I am bottom tier. Great. Oh, really struggling to stay awake. Oops. Ugh. Come on, stay awake. Trying to stay awake. Normandy. What was that? Oh. Are you trying to post a link there? Okay. My back is really kind of starting to bug me from sitting down for as long as I have. Let me see if I can fix that. LC 16128468223. Okay, go ahead. You can post a link now. Okay, let's try to delete this guy. There we go. One more time. This might kill him, please. Ouch. Pardon me. Just trying to change my position so my legs don't cramp. Great, this will probably kill me. Because my steering's out. That's why I can't do anything. Uh, well, that was a surprise. It scared the crap out of me. All right, that one's over. Next ship is the Normandy. Crack my neck for a minute. All right. What am I doing here? Okay, so they're gonna put up the eagles. All right, so eagle lost. And for credits, we earned 7,000. My mind is turned into jello. What am I even doing? Right, I'm trying to capture the screens. Oh, God. And I'm trying to stretch my legs. Ugh. There we go. Back to port. Normandy. Check out the flags. Don't need that one. So it's 9:02, which means 6 plus 3, 8, 9 more hours to go. Fogged out of there for a second. Okay, let's get back into this. just had to send out a tweet. Whoa, look at all those ships. Alright, let's get back into this. Only got a hit. It's weird. It's like I feel fine, and then all of a sudden, just I feel weak, and I start to go limp, and then boom! I wake up again when I realize what's happening. It doesn't make it any better, though. Got another cat attacking. I'll take that. I'll take that. I think the appropriate thing is...
Oh my god, the quarterback is toast!
Can you get your tail off the keyboard, please? And right there. I'll take a triple set on an enemy any day. The first salvo, second salvo of the game. Oh, come on. Stay awake. What the hell? 26. Oh, there's gonna be some bad ship up there. Jaguar. It's the Jaguar. Can I help you? Stay awake. Oh, God, I'm already like pointed at the other side. This is what's called trying really hard not to nod off and with limited success. Felt myself fading there. Oh, man, my back is just killing me. I think we have to take more breaks. Thank you, LC. Thank you for the bits. Come on, stay awake. I feel myself on the edge of sleep a few times. Like I'm just sitting here, and all of a sudden my arms and my trunk just kind of goes limp, and I get this feeling like I'm falling, which I sort of am, and then it jerks me back awake. Just kind of happened again. All right, let's get this Texas other derby. Come on, get him. Come on. Come on, knee, stay awake. Nice shot, New Mexico. Great. Get him on the ground. Oh, man. Got him. Okay, now you can turn to starboard a little bit. I think like after every game I'm gonna have to get up and jump around a little bit. Just to get the body working again. Blap 'em. Blapped. Okay, change course. Shots are out. Got him. For someone who's like nearly dead with sleep, I'm not doing so bad. I'll take a 4 kill game. Oh man. And Legal one. Okay, so again, I'm sorry. If I had a clone, I'd probably use it right now. Alright, what am I doing? Okay, that was the Legal. So, I need to... Normandy. Jeez. Alright, in real time, I've been up for 23 hours, but I have only been streaming for 12, 15. Alright, let me just shut these off. Next ship is the DeGrasse. What? It's the Legal guy. Alright, I'll be right back. Gonna walk around and just get some blood flowing again. Okay, I'm back. Had to get kid number 2 some breakfast. Alright, what did I just do? We just won with the Normandy. So next it's time to take out the grass. Don't need that one. Let's get some, whatever these things are. Flags, signals, things that do things with the other things and the stuff. And this one. And go. Okay. I'm here, I'm back. I'm trying to stay alive. Come on, I need to go. Alright. Oh, it's like as soon as I sit down again, I just get hit with this wave of tiredness. Ugh. Okay, Grush Bay. Ugh. Come on, stay awake. Oh, right, I forgot to take, yeah. Stay awake. Should have predicted that. Come on. I'm getting really punchy and like antsy in my seat. It's kind of like restless syndrome, but while you're sitting down rather than sleeping. Whoa! It's TC Freer. Hey! Thank you for the raid. I need the stimulation. I'm like about to go do a face plant under my keyboard. Thank you so much for coming by. Thank you, Eisenhower's, for the follow. Thanks. Oh, and thank you, Taipei88. And thank you for following Gwithenwow. Thanks, everybody. And F. Captain Bonte, thank you for the follow. I was just, and thank you, Aggravate Animal, or Aggravated Animal. Thank you for the follow. Oh, another one. Thank you, Jelly Wobbler. Awesome. I need all the help I can get. Oh, and thank you, Rampage Rock. Oh, while you're all here, let me... This is what the stream is all about. Thank you. Whoa, I'll have to... There's a bunch of you who are following. Donate. Okay, who did I miss? Did I just... I just ran aground. Okay. Thank you, Battle Swine. Thank you, Higgsturks. Thank you, White Wolf, 1972. Thank you, Awesome Duke. All of you are awesome. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I had like a little malfunction that involved my 10-year-old daughter and a kitten. I went upstairs to use the bathroom, and she came down, picked up one of our kittens, held the kitten like a puppet in front of the camera. The kitten didn't like that much, so she squirmed, and then my daughter dropped the kitten right on top of the keyboard, and the stream went down. And then when I came back, I just started playing the game again. No idea what had happened. Didn't realize the stream went down for only about 10 minutes. So if we do the uptime now, it's only 54 minutes since that happened. But I have been essentially on since 6 p.m. last night, and I'm like ready to collapse. I still have 9 hours to go. Something like that. So thank you, all of you, for your support. I don't think anyone clipped the kitten, but it's like right at the end of the last stream. So the whole video that's like 14 hours long is still there. And because like what happened is I noticed the stream went down, and so I go up and I ask my daughter, I'm like, "Did you touch anything when you went down there?" And she said, "No." Um, and then I said, "Did any of the cats touch anything?" And she's like, "Well, sort of." So so then I actually looked at the end of the video and I saw what happened. So the video is it's there and it could be clipped. So I'll probably clip it at some point, but um, who else has followed? Thank you, Darkness Dreams. Thank you, Schnabel Toyer. Thank you, all of you, for the support. Yay, I just got a kill. Cool. Can you believe it? I'm like capable of sort of multitasking, like while on no sleep. Because in preparing for the stream and so on, I've been awake since 10 o'clock a.m. yesterday, so I'm actually almost at 24 hours already, but I've only been streaming for 15 now, something like that. Okay, who should I even shoot at? Great, I'm like, I'm getting, oh god. You can tell I'm kind of like not really functioning because I'm just randomly driving around dying. Totally with no situational awareness. Let me see if I can clip the kitten. Here's the video, so it's all the way at the end. And no, that's not what I wanted. No, cancel. Okay, so it just stopped again. All right, here we go. No, this is the new stream. What am I doing? Go to videos. Click on this. Almost all the way to the end. And then, how do you even clip it? There you go. In the meantime, I'm like very much dead. Yep. And Scritton, kitten, stream malfunction. And publish. Okay, yeah, so you have to look at the face cam part of the, oop, looks like we just lost. Okay. Yep, so I have the, actually I can post that on my, whatchamacallit, my Twitter feed. So the clip should be there now. Brothers of Steel, thank you for following. Getting a bunch of followers today. Okay, so let's log in. So if you do want to check out the clip, you can see how my stream got untimely, um, early terminated. I guess is the right way to say it. All right, so I gotta record something quickly. So the DeGrasse lost. I'm just kind of keeping track of some of the games I'm doing for this mega stream. So just bear with me for 1 second. Um, I don't think so. Most of the Eldridges from our his side of the family. I mean, originally they're from Massachusetts, but his side of the family was all in the Iowa area, Iowa and Nebraska. Something just happened. Okay. Quickly, I'm just taking some quick screenshots because I'm a total nerd. That's why. Okay. Um. Yes. Thank you, NY Shooter. Thank you for the follow. Yay for the Midwest. That's right. Although I have to admit, since my family is from Iowa, they're Minnesota Vikings fans rather than Green Bay Packers. Just grabbing a crate. Hear my kids running around up there. Okay, so we copy that. We're going to post. Okay. It's like I'm just barely functioning right now, but the fact that I'm doing something and engaging with people is very much helpful. Because when I'm just sitting here talking to myself, I find myself like nodding off and struggling to stay awake. So what's next going on? Okay, Dunkirk. Dunkirk is the next ship in my queue. Okay, got a bunch of flags. Now we don't need that one. Let me put up the other French flag. Make sure we're fully equipped. Okay, we have the camouflage. Ooh, do I have a? Ooh, yeah, I can get the like alternate color scheme. Oh, I guess I already had it up. All right, so away we go. Well, I'm seeing as I grew up in Massachusetts. Um, I'm a Patriots fan, so hopefully you don't hate me too much for that. Grabbing another soda. Need the caffeine to keep me awake. Okay, so what tier are we? We're tier 7 game, and so I'm middle tier. A Texans fan. Well, nothing wrong with the Texans. Thank you, Out. Thank you for following. Okay. I've been going through all my ships one by one to try to get victory so I can get the 4-year anniversary gift. It would have been a lot faster had I done so with doing co-op games, but I mean, I have these ships and they're here to be played, not to. I mean, the purpose of having the game is to play the game, not just kind of rush through it to get the gifts. So I thought I might as well just try to go through every single ship I have. And I have a lot of them. So it's been taking me a while. And win or lose, I just move on to the next ship, and then once I get through all of them once, I'll go back through them again and see if I can get victories on the second try. Or until the event runs out, or I just get so infuriated by it that I just give up. But thanks everybody for popping over in the raid. That's really cool. And thank you TC Freer for initiating the raid. Thank you F Capt Bonte. I appreciate that. Hour and a half drive up to North Conway. You must be out in you must be in New Hampshire already then. But I'm sorry about having to go to the wake. North Conway is beautiful this time of year, though. No, my sister-in-law just got a condo up there, so I will get the chance to visit North Conway sometime soon. Oh, okay, Sanford, Maine. And thank you for the condolences out. I appreciate it. My dad fought hard. Ooh, nice. I just got a kill. I'll take that. Well, since I have something of an audience here, I'll talk a little bit about my dad and what this whole thing is about. My dad was born in Lake City, Iowa in 1939, and his two older brothers were actually both born in the early 20s, and so both they and my grandfather all went down to the recruiting office on February 12th, 1943, when the two boys were old enough, and they all enlisted together. And my grandfather was a previous veteran from the Navy in World War I, where he was a machinist's mate, and so he, due to his experience, he got accepted right away, and he worked on the USS NRE, which was a fleet oiler that served in the Pacific, and he made it to chief machinist mate. The eldest brother in the family, he joined the 101st Airborne and was, I think, part of the 327th Glider Infantry. But during training, he got injured and he got sent back to the States. So he never actually. He was supposed to go on to D-Day in one of the gliders behind enemy lines, but that was not to be. The second brother, he was a forward observer for a 155 millimeter artillery battery in the 86th Infantry Division. and he saw action. Whoa, why am I not firing at you? I gotta pay attention here. Um, yep. So he saw action in the rear pocket, and I remember before he died, he told me some stories about how the Nazis got so close to them um, that they were actually using the 155 millimeter guns direct fire rather than act as artillery pieces. They're more like anti tank weapons. Um, but it was like right at the end of the war, so I think the unit only saw 1 month worth of combat, but it was some pretty intense combat. My dad was, since he was born in '39, he was a little bit too young to enlist in World War II. Um, but when he graduated high school, he decided he didn't like school all that much, so he went and joined the Navy. And the first thing they did when he joined the Navy was they sent him to school, yeoman school. Um, so he learned how to type and do all that kind of stuff. And then he got sent to sea on the USS Taussig, which I've got some pictures up there on the upper left. And the Taussig is an Allen M. Sumner class destroyer, which served during World War II. And so he performed various roles on on the ship. He, was a yeoman, first and foremost, but he also served as helmsman for a while. And he was the one Juliet Victor talker, which, from what I understand, is mainly used for maneuvering and docking. But the way he described it, I guess, and especially because it was a smaller ship, they kind of combined multiple circuits. So he said that he basically relayed the captain's orders to all the different departments throughout the ship um, during drills and so on, which is basically what the Juliet Alpha circuit does. So he served on board the Taussig for a while, and from 1957 to 61. And then he spent a couple of years in Japan doing a tour there. And ultimately, he got sent to the Pentagon, where he served for the Chief of Naval Operations. And that's where he met my mother. She was a secretary for the Secretary of Defense. And she just kind of had a habit of hanging around his office, supposedly because she liked to watch the Red Sox on the office television, and that was the only office that had a television. But that was actually kind of a joke. She just kind of wanted to hang out because he was there. And then one day she had car trouble and asked him to look at her car. And of course, the reality is that there was absolutely nothing wrong with her car. She just wanted him to come look at it. And so magically he got it to work, relatively easily, by putting the key in the ignition and turning it. And my mom just had to thank him by making dinner for him. And that's basically how she ensnared my father. So a couple years after they got married, they moved up to Massachusetts, where my mother's family's from. And my grandfather, my mother's father, is also a Navy veteran. He served during World War II as well. I think he was a yeoman who served stateside, though. So anyway, they moved up here. My dad ended up joining the Navy Reserves, and he did multiple tours up to Iceland. And one of the pictures I have up here, I'll point it out when it shows up, was our family seeing my dad off to his Naval Reserve deployment at T.F. Green Airport in Providence, Rhode Island. And you can, looks like we just won this game. Cool. And in any event, My dad eventually left the Navy. Yep, there. Okay, the picture that's up there now, there's my dad at upper left. There's me standing underneath him, holding his holding his finger with my awesome plaid pants. And that's my mom and my sister as well. So my dad ended up leaving the Navy, and he worked various jobs in the banking field. And in the mid '90s, he kind of ran into a lot of issues at the same time. For example, he had two kids that he was trying to put through college. Um, Along, like my mother also worked too, of course. So it was definitely a team effort. But it put a lot of stress on him. And my dad was a very quiet and reserved man. And he never raised his voice. And whenever my parents had an argument of any kind, it was basically my mom yelling, and that's it. Which isn't to say that my dad was whipped in any sort of way. He just didn't. It just all the he just didn't like to fight, and so the conflict ended up always just being he would just kind of deflect or not really respond to yelling and that kind of stuff. He just always was very soft spoken, um, and which isn't to say like my mom dominated them or it was an abusive relationship, but in any event, it was not that at all. But in the mid 90s, my mom lost her job. She was a professor by this point teaching business at a local college, and my dad was working as well. And this happened like right when me and my sister were both in college, so it was a big financial, um, concern. And then my dad was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, which he had no idea what it was at the time. So he was asking them, like, how long do I have? And Parkinson's is usually not a fatal disease. You usually die with it, not because of it. But in my father's case, he lived to be 80 years old. And the Parkinson's was very advanced by that point because the longer you have it, the worse it gets. And ultimately, it was kind of a combination of just him wearing out from old age and the Parkinson's together um, that caused him to die. But anyway, so he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, and then he had a near fatal heart attack within a year of that diagnosis. So that was not good. Um, the doctors told him basically, you had this heart attack, you can't have another one because if you do, you're not going to survive it. Um, but my dad, being the kind of man he was, he just kind of said, "Okay, doc," went back to work, and put his head down, and just kept and just kept on charging. And he got both me and my sister through college. I mean, we worked as well too. Our whole family worked together to get this done. But I mean, it's always kind of a parent's dream, I guess, to get their kids to go through college, or at least some parents anyway. But that was his goal, and he saw it through to the end. And my mother. Oh, thanks, Yankee Yeager, for the follow. Thank you. I appreciate that. My mother wasn't the healthiest person either. She smoked a lot, and my dad had even despite the fact that he had previously had a heart attack, he had Parkinson's disease, he had decided that he was going to, or not decided, he had mentally prepared himself to take care of my mother and be the caregiver. But unfortunately, my mother died suddenly in 2003, and that ended up in um, my dad kind of didn't know what to do at that point because he kind of had the rest of his life planned out as being her caregiver. But then a couple months later, my sister gave birth to her first child, my dad's first grandchild, and over the next 7 years or so, um, he now has four grandchildren. Two of them are mine, and two of them are my sister's. And he kind of found a new purpose, to help raise his grandkids. And the Parkinson's definitely kind of slowed him down. I don't know if everyone knows what Parkinson's is, but it's a degenerative neurological disorder where the body slowly starts losing control of um, the ability to move, and it's not the same as something like ALS, but it is the lack of a chemical called dopamine in the brain that causes it, and it causes like someone they can shake, especially their limbs, and that's called tremor. And at first they can, you can control it. If they concentrate, they can make the tremoring stop, but then sometimes it's uncontrollable. And they can take medications to reduce the tremor, but sometimes you have to find the right balance of medications to prevent, because if you give them too much, then they have trouble moving at all, even when they want to. But if you don't take it, then their bodies will move a lot, and it's it's a it's an art almost more than a science to determine what kind of medication you need. Um, in addition to that, you kind of start losing your voice. The volume goes down. You have word finding difficulties. You can have difficulty swallowing. Your face can appear kind of expressionless because your the natural expressional changes in your faces don't occur quite as often, just due to this lack of dopamine. Um, so yeah, it's um, ultimately what happens is if someone has Parkinson's disease long enough, they will have difficulty swallowing, and that causes a lot of trouble eating, and then they can end up just kind of wasting away, which is kind of a horrible death. Um, my dad was getting towards that point, and I think the rest of his body said, okay, this is enough. And ultimately, he died peacefully. My sister was there. I was actually on the way to go see him when it happened, but he was surrounded by friends and family. So, um, but he was he, once he did all he could for me and my sister, he just picked up the mantle and did the same for his grandkids. He he would often say that he'd be perfectly happy stranded on a desert island with no one but his family, which kind of makes him sound a little bit like a misanthrope. But I think he was a man who just he loved his family and that's all he needed. And I'm getting my butt kicked, so I gotta get out of here. Yikes! That's what I get for not paying proper attention. Okay, no longer detected. I think this is like the second, or maybe even the first battle I've taken out with this particular ship. But anyway, thanks everyone for listening to my story. If you're still around, that's pretty much the man my dad was. To give you an idea of how he was a man of few words, he one day or one year when me and my sister were young, he my sister started snooping for Christmas presents, and because she wasn't very good at covering her tracks, it was very obvious that someone had sneaked in. Oh, thank you, Frack again, for the bits, for the cheer. Thank you, I appreciate that. Um, so my sister snooped and found some Christmas presents, and I think she left them out. And so my dad, rather than chewing her out or punishing her or anything like that, He just kind of took the Barbie doll that she found, went down to her room where she was playing, walked into the room, placed the Barbie doll on her bed, and then left the room. Didn't say a word. And that was the extent of the punishment. And that was all that was needed because my sister was basically hysterical for days, well, not days, but hours after that, thinking that Dad was never going to talk to her ever again. Oh no, don't leave the cap. I almost got it capped. Um, so yeah, my mother spent the rest of that evening trying to console her, saying, "No, Dad still loves you," and all this kind of stuff. But I mean, just the kind of man he was. He didn't have to raise his voice. He didn't have to say a lot of words, but he could convey a whole book's worth of meaning in just a few words, or in some cases, none at all. Oh, don't hit me. Thank you. Okay. Hey, thanks everyone for showing up and for listening because talking through that story has gotten me to stay awake for a little bit longer. Okay, so we're past 10 o'clock, so 8 hours to go. We are 2/3 of the way through this. Hey, who's in there taking the... I hope you're not telling me to spot, because if you are, I'm gonna get killed. Crap. Yeah, I can't spot for you. Sorry, man. Alright, let's get these guns lined up on target. Well, anyway, that's the reason why I'm doing this. Why did I even fire him again? Why I'm doing this charity stream. It's, I don't know, I guess the least I can do to honor my father's memory by trying to see if I can raise some money for Parkinson's research. And I'm going to die any second, so what the heck am I doing? Ooh. Ah! Oh, that was close. I almost survived that. Good morning, Son MG. Where are you out? Like what part of the world, I guess? And thank you. Yeah, he meant a lot to us. Germany. Yes, you are thousands of kilometers away. In Germany, it's probably already like dinner time. We're getting close to it. I do have a funny story. My son is 8 years old, and so he knows sort of what death is, but he doesn't really know what to make of it yet. And the night of my father's funeral, I was putting him to bed, and I gave him a big hug, and I called and I said, you know, you're my baby boy, and even when you're as old as I am, you're going to be my baby boy. And he said, by then you'll be dead like Papa. Which, I mean, it was a completely innocent comment, but kind of a little bit morbid. And I said, well, hopefully I'll still be alive by then. But but yeah, it was a very cute comment. He certainly doesn't want me to die, but I had to laugh at it anyway. God, that battle was. It felt like I was in it for a long time, and yet I only did 6,000 damage in one capture. That's pretty sad, actually. All right, well, I think we're gonna win this one, so I'm gonna bounce out of this game. I take a drink. My little buddy cat here, who you're probably gonna. Here's his tail. He likes sitting by the keyboard, and usually he sits by me at my desk when I'm playing video games before I go to bed. And when I shut down the computer and I go up to bed, he knows exactly what's happening. He goes upstairs so he can sleep on the bed with me. But this past night, I didn't do that. I just stayed down playing video games, and it was clear he was kind of getting annoyed. Like, why aren't you going to bed yet? You can kind of see him sitting here right now. So I think I annoyed him a little bit. He's like, Dad, why aren't you going to bed? Okay, yeah, so we already did that one, so I successfully copied everything. All right. So the next ship on the list is the Algerie. Do we need any... Whoops. There we go. Please not before my birthday. Oh, man. Yeah, the kids are, they kind of get right to the heart of the matter, don't they? Okay, what do I want to do for this ship? Do I want to get any special flags? Yeah. Get the standard fire flags. And a speed flag. And we got the camo, so let's go. Oops. Yes, I have a 10-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son. So what about you? What do you have? Five-year-old girl. Yeah, I keep telling my daughter because she's getting older. She's getting to adolescence now, and I keep telling her to stop growing up. I want her to stay young forever. And she says she can't help it. She still lets me pick her up though. And I'm sure you already know this, but I'll say it anyway. That pick her up every chance you can get, no matter how tired you are or how much your back hurts, because she's gonna be too big to pick up before you know it. I probably should not have fired. Oh, I got a hit though. I'm probably gonna pay for that hit with like 30,000 shots coming from everybody. Well, it's at the stage. Ooh, that hurt. It's at the stage where she either has to kind of jump like up to help me pick her up, or she has to stand on something. I mean, I can lift her up if I have to, but it just it's easier on my back if she gives me a little assist. And I keep telling her, you're going to get to an age in a couple of years where you're not going to want to have anything to do with me, and you're going to be more embarrassed by me than anything else. And so far at least, she hasn't hit that stage, and she seems kind of confused why I'm saying that. But all right, let's get some protection up here. Uh-oh. Don't hit me. Before I get killed. Uh-oh, not good, not good. But yikes. Whoa, look at that. Ah, I'm gonna die. Don't let me die, I'm too young to die. Oh, cool, I got another donation. Woohoo, I'm up to 550 now. Yay. Don't kill me. This is pathetic. Alright. I need to focus. But I have a cat in my way. It's hard to... Uh-oh. No, you don't. Oh! I thought I got out of that one. He snuck that last shell in there and killed me. Kill me? Killed me. Alright, I'm gonna have to take a very quick break. I will be right back, but I'm going to, let's see, target some other ship to, so you guys actually have something you can watch while this is going on. But I will be right back.
L'équipe ennemie a pris l'avantage.
And I'm back. Looks like this guy's been camping. Okay, kitty. Let me get back to the game. Right. Seriously, looks like you might lose this. You're firing HE. No. He wants to turn on. But still, the range you're at, 2 kilometers, I mean, you should be firing AP. Alright, well, not really, yeah, looks like we're probably going to lose this one. So in any event, I'm just going to bounce out. And we'll go after the next ship. What are you meowing about? What are you meowing about, huh? What you doing? What you doing? Oh, really? excuse me, I'm just gonna back you up a little bit, please, please. Just so I can get my hands onto the keyboard. And the Vauquelin was a victory. And I think the next ship is the Leon. Yes, it is. Do I have any camo? Oh, she's not equipped with any camouflage right now. So we gotta put some camouflage on her. Alright, so what are we gonna put? Okay, we have plenty of... No, we don't need that one. We're gonna save that one. Is this the French Riviera one? That's Blue Lagoon. Oh, why not? Enabled and flags. Let's put the other French flag on. And off we go. Okay. One of the bad things about having the cats is all the cat hair. Every time I start streaming, my whole face just gets covered in cat hair, and I'm always itching. Okay, so we are a tier 7 and a tier 9. Typical. Okay. Sorry. Hey, Battle Air. It's about time you woke up. Yeah, another streamer, TC Freer, um, stopped by, and he raided me. So let me actually shout him out. So TC There we go. So that's actually the second raid I've gotten. The first one was from Pixelation TV, and this one from TC Freer. So a shout out to both of them. I had a minor mishap with the stream a little while ago. Uh, I don't know if you saw the tweet, but a certain daughter of mine, she, when I went upstairs to use the bathroom, she came down here and was, I guess, holding up the kitten in front of the camera and, I don't know, making her dance or whatever. And of course, the cat didn't necessarily like that. So the cat squirmed a little bit and then jumped out of her arms onto the desk and shut off the stream. So no longer can I say that I've been up continuously for 14 plus hours. So I had to restart it, and I didn't even notice until like 10 minutes later. So there's like a 10-minute gap in the stream. But in one of my Twitch clips, I actually have evidence of the crime, so I know exactly what happened. Because when I asked her, once I discovered the stream went down and I got it back up, I asked her, like, did you, like, touch anything? Because, like, when I came back downstairs, you were down here. Did you do anything at my desk? And she said, no. And I said, well, did one of the cats do anything? And she's like, well, sort of. She didn't quite want to admit it. But seeing as the webcam caught footage of everything, I said I can just look at the clip and see what happened. And that's how I found the truth. I mean, so I know she didn't like deliberately do it, and I wouldn't expect that she would deliberately do it anyway. But did it? She did. Um, yes, I do play RPGs. I haven't played any like in a long time though. I mean, I used to play them all the time, but pretty much since I got out of grad school, I haven't played RPGs that much. I did do LARPing as well, and that I pretty much stopped once my daughter was born. Come on, line up those guns. Oh, geez, I'm gonna run right into the island. This is not my day. I'm just not on the ball today. But I think I kind of have a little excuse. Please do not wreck my broadside. It's too young to die. That hurt. And you're gonna launch torps at me, aren't you? Oh, really? Rollmaster was like the main system I liked. That was the that was my primary system. And D&D, I almost like never played. The main reason I got into Rollmaster was because I was a huge Tolkien fan, and back in the '80s, the Rollmaster or the ICE Iron Crown Enterprises had um, the license to do Middle Earth projects and stuff. So MERP was the first game I ever got, and kind of built from there. But D&D was a ooh, I just blew up. Yeah, grad school kind of kills a lot of your hobbies and stuff because there's just no time anymore. And then when you have kids, it kind of does it again. Cool. Yeah, I was mainly just attracted to the like I didn't really have anyone to play like D&D with, so I kind of just discovered it all on my own. And I got some MERP material just because it was based on Middle Earth, and I was fascinated by that stuff. So so I bought MERP, and I had like no idea what I was reading, and I think I was really kind of too young to kind of understand the whole concepts without any without any without anyone to like hold my hand and explain it. But I just kept on buying more and more supplements and stuff because just the reading material. And then I kind of advanced from that into Rollmaster. And once I finally like figured out Rollmaster, I could then go back to MERP and say, "Oh, okay, I get what this is talking about." I think we just lost, didn't we? Or did I exit? I don't even remember. I'm like, ooh, Algerie defeated. And the Lyon defeated. That's not good.
Me and Chris are just having a battle.
A sniff battle?
Yes.
Okay.
Make the sniff like
Who can make the sniffiest sniff?
the sniff like the weirdest. I guess I don't know what we were doing.
I kind of don't know either. You know, Uncle Jacob was playing with me later on World of Warships last night,
Earlier.
and he has a cold, and so he had to pause every minute or two to blow his nose, and just the way it came through, the sound came through the microphone because he couldn't just turn his off with a button because it was a built-in microphone, whatever. It was just like the loudest, weirdest noise I had ever heard. And I always jumped because it sounded like some kind of strange sound effect, like a ship was exploding or something like that.
Also, how do you get bots on Streamcats?
It's part of Streamlabs OBS. To those listening on the stream, this is my daughter who is asking me questions and should be brushing her teeth.
I know, this doesn't even have stuff on it. I just took it down because I wanted to tell you.
You wanted to tell me about
No.
the toothbrush or the sniff contest?
I was halfway down the stairs when I realized it was in my hand. Hold on. Coming. I know.
My daughter has a dentist appointment this afternoon. Or not this afternoon, this morning. But like many kids, she has a habit of just, when procrastinating, I should say, getting ready. Okay, so Le Terrible. Who's my... Oh, yeah. Jean-Jacques Honoré. I usually use that dude. Flags. What flags? So I have one flag. Let's get the other flag. What? This one too. How dare I not have them both? Ooh, I can get like alternate camouflage. So which one do I like better? Do I like the blue? Or the... I'll try the blue this time. See how that goes. And my phone just beeped again, so what's this one about? Oh, yes. Oh, cool. I think I just got something else. Yay, we're up to $560. I can't even think. Thank you, SRE Cross, for the donation. I very much appreciate it. I am well on my way to achieving my goal. Let's get this flag and this flag and this flag. Let's go to port. Yeah, we are that one. All right. Okay, so we have approximately 7 hours and 15 minutes to go. We're getting there, people. And once it becomes 6 o'clock, I'll be able to brush my teeth, get ready for bed, and go to sleep early. And then we'll see if I sleep all the way through Sunday and into Monday. Here we go. Charge! Actually, the black should be the one getting the cap. Because I need to run and gun in this thing. Oops, sorry about that. Who is complaining? Alright, I'm not even going to get into that. Hey, Founder, I'm still up. Yep, I got raided a little while ago by TC Freer, and he brought along. It was actually over 100. I think it was over 100 when he first started. So it's dwindled down, but I still have a very, very respectable amount of viewers right now. So I'm still here. 7 hours, 15 minutes to go, approximately. Unfortunately, the stream did actually go down for about 10 minutes this morning. I want to say like 8 or 9:15 or something like that. Or sorry, 8 or 9:30. And that was due to a mishap with um, a mishap involving my daughter and a kitten. And it's actually, I made a clip of it on the Twitch page, so you can actually see exactly what happened. Hey, don't you do that? Shooting at me again? What is the meaning of this? Oh, crud. After, I think part of my dying there was because I was distracted by the guy who was complaining at me. But ultimately, it was my mistake because I screwed up. Alright, so we will bounce out and we will go to the next game. Next ship, Charles Martel. One of my favorite ships of the game. Well, kinda. Excuse me. One of my favorite ships in that I think it's a very attractive ship. Just it looks fast and it is fast. And we can take down that flag and we can put up this flag. I don't have the highest. Yeah, I've got a 46% win rate in this, but I still like the ship. I guess I'm just not as good as I'd like to be in it. As I start yawning my brains out. Okay, 9 seconds. Sleeping Giant. I don't think I've been on this map. Ugh, excuse me. Um, I actually have screenshots of the end screens of every single game I've played since I started the stream. So in that respect, yes, I can actually do an analysis of that. That is a good idea to see how my numbers are affected by that, but it's would kind of be hard to calibrate them since I'm using different ships each time. But I could certainly do something like that. I mean, I've definitely made some stupid mistakes today at like when I have been tired, but on the other hand, I tend to make stupid mistakes a lot. So I'm not sure how much I can really blame being sleepy for that. Oh. Ah, that's true. Compare my results to the average on that ship. That's a good idea. But then it's also, I mean, yeah, I think I could get like a overall trend. Um, but I mean, just due to the variability of each ship, I just had a bad game in that ship today, and it had nothing to do with sleep. But you're right. Like overall, there might be something worthwhile to compare it to. Don't hit me. All right, I'm spotted, so I gotta kick that off. What am I waiting for? Oh, jeez. I should have been expecting these. Urgh. And holy crap, did my FPS go way down. It's like at 30. Dropped down to about 24. Actually, one of the more insane things I am doing um, is that for every, like I'm capturing screenshots for all of my ships, every single ship from tier 5 and up, until I get 50 battles in each of them. And then I start doing averages and stuff to kind of determine which is my best ship per class per tier. And I did that for tier 8 battleships. There's like a video of that on my YouTube channel. But at the time, I only did have. How many did I have? I had only 5 tier 8 battleships. I think it was Bismarck, North Carolina, Massachusetts. Ugh. So that's the one thing I don't like about this ship. It has very. I just get citadeled into oblivion all the time. And so I compared like all different kinds of stats. such as win rate and damage and um, potential damage. All sorts of different things to kind of determine which is like my best ship. Um, in terms of like, hang on a sec. Sorry about that. Um, oh damn it. So I took all those stats to kind of figure out what was my best ship, and that certainly wouldn't apply to everybody because everyone has different preferred styles of play and so on. Um, but I thought it was an interesting analysis because you can kind of compare stats for lots of different ships based on what the various websites that track all the results do. Because some of them do it already, but I was also able to capture some things that they don't capture. Don't start a fire. Okay. Um, and one of the things that they don't capture is what tier game you're in. So, like right now, I'm currently in a tier 10 game in a tier 8 ship. So one of the things I wanted to calculate was determining how often tier 8s ended up in tier 10 games. And like, do premium ships have an advantage in matchmaking, tier wise at least, and so on. And oh cripes, I'm so dead. So dead. Reload faster. Oh jeez. It's not even funny how dead I am. Don't hit me. Holy crap. Get that second wave of torps off. Oh, jeez, why is it jumping so much? Turn. Ugh, that stunk. But anyway, because I wanted to see, because everyone complains like tier 8 ships always end up in tier 10 games and it's the matchmaking stinks and all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to see if there was an actual reality to that. I also wanted to see if premium ships had an advantage in matchmaking compared to the other ships. And so I laid all that stuff out in the video based on the 5 tier 8 ships that I had. And I learned, kind of a lot. Like, the tier 8 ships did, in fact, get sent into tier 10 games the most. It was just about 50%. And then something like 20% in where games where it was top tier, or maybe 30% where it was top tier, and then the remaining 20% were tier 9 games. So if you don't think tier 8s can really handle tier 10s, then there actually is kind of a gripe that you can have there. Just a lot of stuff that because I'm like a numbers nerd sometimes, and I like to figure some of these things out just for fun. And my intent is now that I did that, because I played 50 games in each of those ships and randoms, and I tried to keep at least some things balanced in that all the ships had at least a 10-point captain. Excuse me. I think that was the only control I really had to put on it. My brain is kind of fried now, so I may not be remembering all of it. But in any case, I listed all of the ground rules, so to speak, of my trials. So it's on my YouTube channel. It's called Tier 8 Battleship Analysis. And so my next plan is to start at Tier 5 and work my way up, like going battleships, cruisers, destroyers, and then do all the Tier 6 battleships, cruisers, destroyers, and do comparisons for every single thing going all the way up. um, I kind of have a tendency of roping myself into big projects that may never end up seeing the light of day. But I'm actually making progress because I save the screenshots for all these things, and I'm slowly working my way up through all the ships. I just gonna have to find time to actually make the videos. And now that I'm streaming, it's less. It's so much easier to just like start a stream than it is to actually create a YouTube video with editing and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I'll give you permissions. Hang on. There you go. So I'm going to bounce out of this one. And I think we finished. Yeah, we did. Did I post the Leon? Yeah, I did. Let me tell you, almost any desk chair can get pretty uncomfortable after sitting on it for almost 18 hours, 17 hours. Let me find it. Oops. Okay, there's the link. And I'm starting to think, or I've started collecting data as well to do kind of a video about um, premium ships. Like, are premium ships overpowered compared to the tech tree ships or not? Based on not necessarily just my results, but on results from I think it's the World of Warships Numbers website. And I had another one planned on, is Russian bias really real? Or is it just something that players like to complain about but doesn't truly exist? And there was another one I was going to do, if my brain will function and tell me what it is. Oh yeah, does win rate actually matter in terms of player skill? Because a lot of people claim, it has nothing to do with with player skill, and other players say that it kind of does, um, and so on. So I decided just to kind of compare someone's like players' win rates to other of their statistics and see if there's any kind of a correlation, and can you make any meaningful conclusions based on that data. Charles Martel, where are you? Okay, let me put you down, little guy. You're in my way. You're very cute, but you're in my way. It's odd. Where's the friendships? Oh yeah, he's not going to be there. He's going to be here. Every so often I get this like little woozy feeling like, whoa, I'm starting to fall asleep. I gotta jerk myself awake. Alright, after the Charles Martel, it's like my cat is so tired he's not even sitting up straight anymore. He's kind of like hunched over. He's blocking half the screen here. I can't say I blame him. Oh. Okay, it's past 11 o'clock, which means 7 hours. What did I just do? I clicked on something wrong. Okay. God. My brain really is going. Bayard. Ship I want to play more often than I do. Bonk. Come on, I'm more than 2/3 of the way through this. I can do this. I can do this. Okay, we got the camo. With the flags. Let's take the Bayard out. We're on ice map, tier 10. Yeah, he's watching me. He just wants me to pet him or give him some cat treats. Alright. Hey, buddy. How are you? Ugh. I think after this game I'm gonna need to get up and walk around. Who's saying that? You wanna give me... So I'll take it. That was weird. Thank you, Founder, for the additional bits. Whoa. Okay, let me just back you up, dude. Okay. I'm definitely going to need to walk around, get the blood flowing again. I'm like pounding my feet on the floor just to give me something to do. Keep myself awake. Tell me when you're going to do that there, Smolensk. Go ahead. Any kind of interaction like with you guys kind of helps keep me awake, so I will gladly hear it. So Smolensk, are you gonna smoke up? Alright, stay awake. Ooh, who are you? You need to die. How long have I been streaming for? Since 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time last night. So that is 17 hours and 15 minutes so far. Alright, if you're not gonna smoke, I need to get the hell out of here. What the hell are you doing, Bad Wolf? Oh my god! Thanks for the smoke there. I was a soldier doing guard duty, having a lot of coffee in the afternoon. I was told I could sleep until midnight, and then my turn would begin. Ooh. Yeah, well, the thing is, right at the beginning of that battle there, he was saying, like, that he could smoke me. And he just apparently decided not to. Anyway, okay. You put all your coins in. And, well, I've been taking a breather every so often. I get up and I walk around and go to the bathroom and stuff. I thought about hooking up a catheter and just having a pot next to me in case I needed to go, but... Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, Coke has caffeine in it. But not nearly as much as coffee does. Oh, man. we're winning. New Coca-Cola with coffee. Battlelaire's story there is based on a very old role-playing story. Supposedly apocryphal, but terrifying if it has any element of the truth in it. That was pretty scary. Alright, well, what I'm going to do now is I am going to pick a ship. I'm going to pick this Iowa. I mean, yeah, I'm going to go back to the Iowa because he's likely to survive a little longer than the Georgia. And as I say that, torpedoes come. So let's go back to the Georgia. Or maybe the Conqueror. How about the Conqueror? And I'm going to be right back. Yeah, Battler, you got to find that story sometime, because that was just a horror show. I'll be back, and I'll read chat when I come back, and I'll just be like a couple minutes so I can stretch my legs. Well, I am back. And my phone just beeped. Oh dear. You found it, huh? And did I just get a... Yes, I did. Awesome. Woohoo! Just got another little donation. That's from my neighbor, so thank you very much. Alright, so let's catch back up on what we're talking about. And thank you, Artai, for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh, and we lost. Alright, so let's, that was the Bayard where I got deleted, right? That's right. Playing Merp through the night. Yeah, you could call it the dice cup or shaker. Either one would work. So his dice floated. Is that what you mean? I don't think I've ever tried that to see if my dice float. What the heck am I doing? Oh yeah, so it's Bayard. Credits. Ugh, that's not good. That's not good at all. So Battleair found this link of the story that his peeing into old Mountain Dew bottles comes from. It is basically a nightmarish role-playing session that is not for the faint of heart to read. It's uh, just be glad your sessions aren't like that, because I can't imagine anyone's sessions actually being quite like that. It was pretty horrifying. Bayard. Okay, just gonna capture the screenshots. Oh my god, this is a horrible, horrible game. What? Okay, let me... Okay, Battler, you can post a link now without getting yelled at by the moderator. Okay, Gascoigne is next. And I want to assign a commander. This guy. Charles Henri Honoré. Oh, okay. And I got a container. What's my container? Is it just the, oh, it's another one of these things. 5, what are these the red? Oh, basilisk. Okay. Gasco Island. Do we have flags? I'm just kind of staring at the screen like, what the heck am I doing? Okay, flags. Let's get the next flag. So we have that one. We gotta get the other French one because I think that's a cool French flag. Signals, signals. I don't need that one. But everything else looks... I'll get a commander flag since I have a 19-point commander on this ship. And the rest looks okay. And away we go. Tier 10 game, of course. Just have to remember that and play a little more carefully. Just stop yawning. It is 11:30, so we are now at 6.5 hours. And when I left a minute ago to go stretch my legs, I went outside for a minute. It's this like gorgeous, beautiful day, and it's a shame anyone would have to spend it inside. It's like perfect weather, comfortable with a nice breeze, sunny. Maybe the tiniest bit humid, but not bad. But nope, I'm spending the whole day playing video games. My mother would be appalled. One thing you see on shows like Star Trek and everything, the captain's on the bridge or Commander Riker's on the bridge, and they're just kind of hanging out, no problem, and then all of a sudden, the Romulan ship uncloaks or the anomaly appears or whatever, and then they rush to battle stations. And you're like, wow, life on the Enterprise must be exciting. But the thing you don't realize is that most of the time, you're just kind of sitting on the bridge doing nothing. Because the ship is kind of just going where it's going. There's nothing really to look at because you're probably on your way to some survey mission in the Gamma cluster or whatever you want to call it. And it's the proverbial, 10 hours of boredom followed by 7 seconds of sheer terror. That's, I think, something a lot of people forget about stuff like this. And here I am, struggling to stay awake after 17 hours. But like, imagine doing watch after watch on board ship where basically nothing happens, but you have to stay alert in case something does. It's gotta suck. I remember, reading about the naval battles in Guadalcanal, and the captains on the cruisers in the Battle of Savo Island, for example, they were, in an area where, they were like right at the tip of the spear. They knew that Japanese forces were nearby. They were told to expect an attack at some point in the very near future. And yet almost all of the cruiser captains were not on the bridge when the fights began. They're all just like, "Yeah, I'm going to go to bed, wake me if something interesting happens." And it kind of amazed me because I always had kind of like the Star Trek thing, like the captain was going to be on the bridge and everyone was going to be at top alert. And frequently, when a lookout spotted something, the typical reaction was like, we're not expecting an attack, so it's probably nothing. I mean, like, this is World War II, where people just kind of, it was a very target-rich environment. However, what do I want to say? Yeah, like, in times of peace, like now, I mean, at least as far as the navies go, I mean, there is some action going on in the South China Sea and so on, but in the Persian Gulf. But in general, though, I mean, you could just be cruising along, like, on your way to deployment, having left Norfolk and going to the Mediterranean or to the Indian Ocean or something like that. And that's days and days at sea where you're not expecting any trouble at all. But of course, everyone's standing a watch 24 hours a day. And just imagine, you having a 6-hour watch or an 8-hour watch um, in the middle of the night in the Atlantic, no ships for miles around, and there isn't anything for miles around. It must get sometimes boring as hell. I once asked Jive Turkey, uh, who's a well-known streamer. He was a submariner, and he often he was a sonarman. And so I asked him, like, what do you do on the quiet nights? You have an 8-hour watch, um, or a 6-hour watch, I mean, whatever. You have multiple hours, and you're just sitting in front of the sonar screens. Um, like, what do you do on a quiet night? Like, and I was kind of expecting an answer like, well, you kind of chat quietly, or you have, um, I didn't really expect something like this, but maybe you'd have a paperback with you just to read while things are going on, because I would assume that the software would tell you if there's anything, really serious out there. And he said that if you're not focused on those sonar screens nonstop, then you're not doing your job. And that kind of surprised me. And he said, what you're doing usually is you have your waterfall displays, and um, you can listen to one bearing at a time. And so you actually will have your headphones on, and you scan the entire, you know, circle of the compass at a rate of something like 2 degrees per second. So that would be, what, 3 minutes to go all the way around? And so you're just sitting there listening for that entire 6-hour shift, listening for something odd, um, which kind of told me a couple of things. Like, one, you are basically having to remain alert like that forever, and two, that it's not necessarily the software that's actually detecting contacts. It's actually a sonarman listening, which I thought they did, and it more as a augmenting the software as opposed to the. Um, I would have figured that by now, or at least by the time he had been doing it in the 80s and 90s, that the software would be good enough to detect new contacts. And I guess maybe it does, at least a little bit. But I mean, you definitely need to have, or needed to have, a sonar operator um, skilled enough to identify these things. And why the heck didn't I designate him with my secondaries? Good lord. Hey Eler, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Long time no hear or type. Well, the question is, what are astronomers scanning the sky for? Yeah, I'm hanging in there. Um, every so often I get really sleepy and feel like I'm gonna just keel over, but for the most part I'm doing okay. Um, interestingly enough, my master's degree is in in astronomy, I should say, and I have manned a telescope at night for entire observing shifts. And for the work I was doing, basically, I was taking photometry or pictures of various objects in the sky, and basically I had a set of coordinates, and I had to tell the telescope to slew to different targets at different times of night, and then we would take I could take exposures anywhere from several minutes to an hour or two, and at the end of that exposure time, I would then tell the telescope to slew to the next target. So I never like had headphones or anything like that. That's kind of a myth. That like from the movie Contact is a good example, um, where the main character Ellie Arroway, played by Jodie Foster, um, is has her headphones on, listening to the radio telescopes, uh, listening for sounds of aliens or extraterrestrials. And the truth is that astronomers can do that, but they don't do that because the software is going to pick up a lot more. Um, is going to be able to scan wider bandwidths. It's going to be able to scan multiple frequencies and directions, just all over everything, much better than a human ever could. So, if you wanted to, just for romanticism's sake, you could always listen to it just to hear what it sounds like, that kind of stuff. But but they don't actually do that like in real life to actually detect things. And the research I was doing was mostly for detecting photometry to see if stars would change in brightness, um, just like natural variability in the stars. So it's not like we were the work I was doing, at least, we weren't looking for extraterrestrials. We're actually just studying stellar behavior. And of course, that isn't to say if we heard a signal from an extraterrestrial, like I'd want to know what it sounds like. So, but that would kind of be an after the fact type thing. It wouldn't be because we were um, it, the order of events would be reversed. We would detect it with software first, and then you could listen to it. It wouldn't be an astronomer just sitting there with headphones, or you could imagine like rows upon rows of desks of all astronomers all listening with their headphones. Um, but in reality, that doesn't happen. So basically, when we would call it going on an observing run. We would go to the observatory and spend like a week there, and or rather, I would, because the you could man the entire telescope with just one person, and I would, I'd sleep during the day, and then I'd get there, as sun was setting, and set up the telescope and make sure everything was functioning properly, and then you'd run all night, weather permitting, and in the downtime between commands you had to issue to the telescope to get it to do stuff for you. Uh, Basically, I would read, or I'd play, or I'd surf the web. Um, in some cases, I'd play video games on my laptop. Okay, I really don't like how this person in the smoke is like shooting at me. This is a real pain in the butt. No, it's the Friesland. That's what it is. Creep. Yes, that is true. For essentially all research stuff, astronomers will go over the data afterwards. Um, so that's like another reason why you wouldn't um, be wearing headphones, to listen to it as an astronomer. Um, and sonar does have to be in real time. Although I'm sure they do some analysis of some thing that might tag something to listen to because it's uh, anomalous, and they want to find out what it is like after the fact. Dope. But yeah, also for something like SETI, which the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, they would basically there's tons of data that astronomers take all the time, and one of the ways that they can analyze it is, even if you have a telescope just looking at an astronomical object to study that object, you could kind of piggyback the search for extraterrestrial intelligence on top of it, because if something in the same field of view was sending us a signal and they were aliens, um, that would show up on the data. So you can search data, like basically any data you take of the sky, um, can be searched for just to see, what do you know? Maybe there's a signal in there. So there was I'm actually not even sure if it's still going on, but there was a program called SETI at Home where you could download, it was like a screensaver for your computer, and it would contact the mainframe, the servers uh, at SETI, and you would download data packets and run this algorithm on it to do processing, and you would actually process if there was a signal. Um, and most of the time there was nothing, and it would just kind of report back and say this packet has nothing interesting in it. In some cases, you would get something that there's a possible signal there, which doesn't necessarily mean it's aliens, but it's something that needs to go to the next step of analysis. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I had that on my computer for a couple of years, and it was just downloading packets and just um, chugging through the data, whenever I'm not using my computer. And I kind of think they still have something like that going on now, but I just kind of let it fall by the wayside. And I hear the sounds of either a kid or a cat coming up behind me. That's why I keep looking over my shoulder. Oh wow, we're actually like kind of catching up. Kronstadt, North Carolina. Are you gonna try to ram him, Alaska? Okay, one thing I do. Oh, he's dead. One thing I do hear is a woodpecker pecking away at the exterior of our house, which is a real pain in the butt. We have a wood shingle exterior on our on the house, and we have lots of holes smashed into it by woodpeckers. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lose this one. I just noticed the damage I did, 100,009. Which is pretty cool. Um, was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so the telescope where I did observing in is in Arizona, um, Flagstaff, Arizona. It's affiliated with Lowell Observatory. It was a 1.8 meter telescope on this like hill out like 15 miles out of town or something like that. And it was, I don't know, it was kind of cool like having this massive machinery that I just got to control by myself on the computer, every night. um, I don't know, it was fun while I did it. I mean, a 1.8 meter telescope is by no means a big telescope these days, um, but still, it's a lot bigger than your average um, backyard telescope. Okay, so what's going on? We're still gonna lose. Ah, excuse me, cat. I mean, there's plenty of space for you to stretch out over there. You don't have to stretch out in such a way that your butt is on the keyboard. And that is game. So what? I don't even remember. Oh, I was in the gas coin. So let me grab the screens. Kind of middle of the pack, which is not bad for a bottom tier. Oh, geez, I gotta save this one again. So I had like 85 plus 96. Let me see that. Wow. Okay, I have played approximately, since I started at 6 p.m. last night, I have played 60 games. So actually, I guess going is the Mogador. You'd think I'd be bored of the game by now, like I never want to play this again. But since I'm playing different ships each time, I think that kind of helps break up the monotony a little bit. Okay, so excuse me. What am I doing again? I want to, yeah, I want to mark this one as a loss. Next ship is the Mogador. And I want to make sure I load this dude up with lots of flags and stuff, because I want to get the Clay Bear. And let's give the Mogador an extra speed flag, why don't you? And you're blocking my view. Okay, and I can use this flag too. Nope, I can't do that because I just, crap. How much? do not want to use that. Because you're going to steal doubloons from me if I do that. Alright, here we go. $11.57. So we're almost at 18 hours. My cat's staring at me. Yes, I've been sitting here for 18 hours waiting for you to go to bed. You're going to have to wait for 6 more. The crappy thing is that we have a Leningrad and a Z39 on this side. And that's crappy because neither one of us is a capping destroyer. And I really don't want to go in there and try to cap. Especially as a top tier. Stay awake. Stay awake. Detected. Oop. There's... Let's light these guys up. If I hit that Z39 and kill him, I will be amazed. Okay. That shows he's not a total idiot. Ugh. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna leave a mark. Good thing this thing has a lot of health. aiming at me. Seriously, you're both backing up? Break, 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 break. They're both backing up. Stay awake. Uh, Here, who detects me? Let's get this Cleveland, finish him. I'm in trouble. How is that Cleveland not dead? Cleveland, where are you? Die already. I'm dead. Oh, I survived. Thank you. God. Now I can die. I just realized something. I gotta go check something. I will be right back after these messages. Now we're gonna leave this dude, and this looks like an exciting ship. I'll be right back. And I'm back. And we're losing. Excuse me, buddy. Just right back over here. I know. You don't like it. And we lost. And I was in the Mogador. Normally, I do pretty good in that ship. At least so far. I have a whiny cat behind me. Yep, I still hear the woodpecker. Scumbag. Alright, so yeah, let's capture these. Okay. Bishop St. Louis. What am I even doing? Alright, here. Can you yell, getting tired? Can you tell I'm getting tired? I'm gonna check out the flags, check out anything else we need. That is good. Going to exterior. That's fine. Oh, let's go. Oh, I am back. I think I need a little bar here to give me a pickup. Pick me up, whatever. Nope. Estuary tier 9. Good, I am top tier. Fantastic. Now I have another cat in here. What are you doing? You getting in my way. I think he hears the woodpecker and he's all like interested. Careful, the last time you walked back there you like knocked over my computer monitor.
make me destroy you.
Boost des moteurs activé. Destroyer ennemi détecté.
Crap. Sorry about that. I was going to say, or I did say, thank you very much for your support. I appreciate it. I think that was basically it. I think I just did it a couple times in a row, though. And this guy's going to delete me. Yeah, my monitor got all messed up because because the two cats were fighting behind my computer and between the monitors and the wall. And that caused a little bit of a disaster. And hello, Captain. I've got sound down, but give me a thumbs up if you're holding up okay. Oh. Yes, I'm doing okay. For the time being, I'm awake. It may not last. I really need to... When this reloads... Oh, you're hiding again. Damn it. Cool, thank you. Thank you very much. God, they're just not staying in line of sight long enough for me to kill them. Or at least fire more than once. Sorry, I shut off the sound there because I didn't figure you'd want to hear me chew. I guess you could optimistically say we have them completely pinned down on this flank. Since they're all hiding behind the island and not moving. So that means we're winning, right? Oh, now I can do it. And 8. Please let me do some damage. Please let me do some damage. They're all freaking gonna miss. Every single last shot.
Boost des moteurs désactivé.
See if I can set some fires on this guy. Well, since I'm not a coffee guy, I don't think I'd like those all that much. But I appreciate the thought. Ooh, 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 finish him. Nice. All right, I'll be here.
Croiseur ennemi repéré. Boost des moteurs activé. Cuirassé ennemi détecté. Porte-avions ennemi repéré. Cuirassé ennemi repéré.
Uh-oh. My headphones are going haywire again. I don't know if you can hear that horrible buzzing that I can, but I can hear horrible buzzing. Which means I'm going to have to unplug the USB and plug it back in, which I will do at my earliest convenience. Hopefully you don't hear that. If you do hear that, let me know, and then I'll fix it immediately. Because you don't want to hear it. Right, I'm gonna fix it right now. Okay, headset is back. And I think, yep, you can hear me. Okay, good. But my webcam is all effed up. Can I even shut it off? No. Alright, I'm going to have to fix that too. So please bear with me. Just hang on and I'll fix it.
Boost des moteurs désactivé.
Oh, great. Now my other thing is going in and out. Wonderful. Yay! Sorry about that. Come on, kill him. Kill, 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 kill. Kill. Kill? Kill. Yeah.
Boost des moteurs activé.
Ha ha ha. Thank you, Well Cold. Thank you for the following. Sorry for the appearance of my face cam. There's an issue that I am struggling to deal with. Nail him.
Have some donuts.
I will, thank you. Ooh. Got him.
We ordered half chocolate frosted and half. We ordered half chocolate frosted and half chocolate glazed, but they gave us all chocolate frosted.
Oh, well, that's okay. We like it, right?
Yeah.
I apologize for the lack of face cam. I gotta fix that. Can I shut it off? Yes, I can. Alright, I'll just leave it off for now. Okay, we're up on points. I might as well just... I'm torn. Should I go after him or not? I think I'm... I just lost my whole feed for a second. What the hell happened there? Oh, man. Not good, not good. I'm going after this guy. I can outrun him. And the Zeppelin can get the cap if he has to. Oh, there's less than a minute left anyway, so we are all set. Yeah, you're welcome. Lost my father to it. It's not easy. Come on, one more kill. Last chance. Let's get him. Got him. 6 seconds to go in the game. And I'm like giving a thumbs up to the cam. That's not even working. Alright. I gotta move you out of the way. And then I have to see if I can fix the camera. Which isn't here. I am webcamless, I think, unless I kill the stream, which I don't really want to do. I'll have to finagle with it a little bit after I quickly do this. The St. Louis was a victory. And we will capture the screen. Oh, darn it. Do I... Oh, maybe if I add it again, that'll work? Because... Alright, well, first let's try this. I'm hoping everyone can hear me. So, yeah, let's do that. Okay. I'm going to change the scene, and then I'm going to come right back. See if maybe that does it. Okay, something happened, but I don't think that fixed it. Okay, good. You can hear me. Turn the face cam on again. No, it's still that's still image. I need to like reset it. So properties. That should totally mess it up. There we go. Let's try it again. That one? No. Oh, it's in its like blinking mode. Blinking mode means, actually I'm not quite sure what it means, but it does that sometimes. So I can go back to here, try the other webcam. Okay, that didn't work. The thing is, I've got like so many USB cables into a limited amount of USB ports that the slightest touch can like mess things up enormously. And I think that's what happened here. Let me try again. that one didn't turn on. Alright, this one. Nope. Alright, well, let's try something else. We are going to shut it off again. And turn it back on again. And reselect this. And nothing happens. So we select this one. So we delete the source altogether. And we bring it back up. Okay, Streamlabs is acting very finicky right now. So I'm really sorry for the delay. I'm trying to fix this. I think Streamlabs may be having a minor technical difficulty. Testing. Well, I don't know if you can hear me now or not, but I'm going to have to bring down the stream. And I'll bring it right back up. Now I'm just going to follow this and see if the screen is updating because I'm moving the background around. Okay, the background is still moving. So theoretically, you can hear me. I just can't do anything to the Streamlabs window. It's like it died on me. Task Manager. All right, I'm going to bring the stream down. I apologize. I will bring it back up very quickly, hopefully.